Chapter 5, No Squirty. Dear little piece of paper that I'm writing on in my room, today is Halloween. Only guess what? No seltzer bottle. That's what. Because mother said I am not even allowed to squirt people. And so how am I supposed to scare off the monsters and witches? That's what I would like to know. Also, my clown hair is not exactly like Squirty's. Plus, I couldn't even find a Squirty shirt. I do not have faith in this costume from not exactly Squirty. P.S. I would like to spray mother with seltzer. I stopped writing and looked at my clock. It was already almost after dinner. Mother was in Ollie's room. She was dressing him in his Halloween costume. I crawled under my covers with Philip, Johnny, Bob, and I worried about my costume some more. I still don't know why I can't squirt monsters with seltzer, I said. Me either, Philip said. Squirting seltzer would scare the pants off. Just then we heard a knock on my door. I did not say come in, but mother came in anyway. I peeked my eyes out of the covers. Mother was holding baby Ollie. He was wearing a cow suit. My grandma Miller made it for him for Halloween. Mother put Ollie on the floor. Moo, he said. I made the cuckoo sign at him. Come on, Junie B, let's go. Without Daddy here to help, I'm running behind. We have to hurry and get you dressed. Grandma and Grandpa Miller are coming over to take pictures. After that, she got my bag of clown pants and she spread them on the bed. There was a red clown nose and curly clown hair and big fat clown pants with spinders. Also, there was a giant bow tie like Squirty wore and big white gloves and a shirt with puffery buttons on the front. Mother fastened the buttons on my clown shirt and she pulled the clown pants over my jeans. Then she put the spinders over my shoulders and she snapped the bow tie around my neck and I put on my gloves. I looked at myself in the mirror, but I don't look like Squirty, I said real whiny. I just look like plain old me, except with very stupid taste in clothes. Mother smiled. Well, of course you don't look like a clown yet, silly. You can't look like a clown until you got your makeup on. After that, she turned me around to face her and she told me to close my eyes and she put clown makeup all over my face. When she got done, she plopped my hair on and then kerplunk. She stuck on my red nose and she beamed real happy. Ta-da, you're a clown. My heart got poundy and thumpy at those words. I turned around to see in the mirror again and wowie, wow. My eyes popped right out of my head because I look like Squirty, I tell you. I bent over and tried to catch my breath. Whew, wow, whew. Mother laughed. I'll take that as a compliment. I have to admit, you look a lot more like Squirty than I thought you would. Oh, very slow I raised my head and I peeked at myself once more and chill bumps came on my arms. I leaned closer and made a creepy clown grin and I did a shiver. I'm scaring myself silly. Just then the doorbell rang. It was Grandma and Grandpa, I think. Mother picked up Ollie the cow and she hurried to let them in. I stayed behind to look at myself some more. I waved in the mirror with my big clown glove and then I backed up a little and I pretended to squirt myself with seltzer. Squirt, squirt, squirt. Very fast, I spun around and I squirted my Raggedy Ann named Ruth and my Raggedy Andy named Larry and my teddy bear named Teddy. Squirt, 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 I said again. Finally, I put down my pretend squirt bottle and I sat on the edge of my bed. Man, I wish I had a real squirt bottle because if monsters aren't afraid of my clown face, then how else will I scare them away? I walked back and forth, very pacing. Just then I heard Grandma Miller's voice in the hall. She was giggling about Ollie and his cow suit, and so I couldn't wait for her to see me too. All of a sudden, I got a funny idea in my head. I did a sneaky smile in my mirror, and then very quiet, I tippy-toed out of my room and I creeped down the hall on my softy clown feet. And then, ha! I springed out at Grandma with all of my might. And I did my scariest scream. Ah, 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 I screamed. Grandma jumped way high in the air and Mother jumped too. I laughed and laughed at that funny sight. Then I ran all around them and I kept on screaming, ah, ah, I'm a screaming clown. I'm a screaming clown. Just then Grandpa Miller came through the front door. I ran at him very speedy and I butted him in the stomach with my clown head. And then, whoa, Mother grabbed me by my clown pants. For heaven's sake, Junie B, knock it off. I stopped screaming and I tapped on her very polite. Yeah, only I'm not actually Junie B, I explained. I'm a screamy clown. Hey, hold it. That's a good name for me, Mother. I clapped real excited. If I can't be Squirty, I can be Screamy. I can be Screamy the Clown. After that, I ran to get my Halloween bag and I laughed some more because Screamy the Clown can scare the pants off people, I bet, even without seltzer. Chapter 6, Trick or Fruit. Mother put Ollie in his stroller and she took us trick-or-treating. She tried to hold my hand, but I quick pulled it away. Yeah, only I'm not even a scaredy cat baby. I am Screamy the Clown. After that, I speeded up my feet and I walked very fast in front of those two. Our first neighbor's house is where grouchy Mrs. Morty lives. Grouchy Mrs. Morty lives all by herself with grouchy Mr. Morty. Their yard has lots of lawn decorations in it, only do not accidentally take a little elf from their garden or else grouchy Mrs. Morty will threaten to call the cops. I ran up their porch. There was a big trick-or-treat boy already there. He was ringing the doorbell. I looked at him very close. He was wearing fishing boots and a fishing pole. I waved at him with my clown gloves. Hello, how are you today? I am Screamy the Clown and I can scare the pants off people. The boy rolled his eyes at me and he didn't say anything. I pulled on his fishing pole very friendly. So, what are you dressed as? The boy sucked his cheeks in his head. I'm a fisherman, you clown. Fishermen have an attitude, apparently. That's how come I decided to scare the pants off that guy. I did a creepy crown grin, and then I stood on my tallest tippy toes and I screamed right in his face. Ah, ah, I screamed. Just then, grouchy Mrs. Morty opened the front door and she quick held her ears. Junie B. Jones, my word, stop all that racket. I stopped my racket. Yeah, only I'm not actually Junie B. Jones. I am Screamy the Clown, and Screamy the Clown can scare the pants off people. The fisherman boy rolled his eyes again. I don't even know this clown, he said. I tapped on grouchy Mrs. Morty's arm. Trick or treat, give me something good to eat. I sang, very amusing. Grouchy Mrs. Morty picked up a big bowl and she gave us each an apple. It plopped very hard in the very bottom of my bag, and I stared down at that thing. Okie dokie. Here is the problem, Mrs. Morty. I already have apples at my house, I said. Also, I didn't say trick or fruit, I said. The boy laughed real loud, and then he leaned over next to me, and he dropped his apple down my clown pants. And he quick ran off the porch. I stood there very shocked. Okay, that is not actually acceptable, I said kind of mumbly. Just then, Mother came up the steps with Ollie the cow, and Mrs. Morty's face got nicer. She patted Ollie's cow head, and she gave him a Rice Krispie treat. I looked curious at that woman. Okay, see, I didn't actually know that Rice Krispie treats were available, and so I would like to trade in these apples, please. I reached into my bag and my clown pants and I tried to give the apples back, but grouchy Mrs. Morty did a grump face. I only made treats for little ones, she said. After that, she patted Ollie again and she closed the door and Mother just stared at me. My, that went well. It's only the first house and you've already had an apple drop down your pants, she said. And not only that, but you didn't even thank her for the apples, Junie B. But I'm not thankful for the apples, I said. It doesn't matter. When someone gives you a gift, you always, always, always say thank you. Really? No kidding, I said. Thank you can be a fib, apparently. Who knew?